Hi there, welcome back to Level Up Your Russian. In today's video, we're going to talk about aspect of Russian verbs. The aspect of verbs tells us whether the verb's action is ongoing or completed. In the Russian language, there are two aspects, perfective and imperfective. We use the perfective aspect to talk about completed actions or actions that occurred or will occur once. We use the imperfective aspect to talk about a process, the duration of an action, or for repeated actions. Let's have a look at one sentence to see how this works in practice. Я обычно просыпаюсь в 6 утра, но сегодня я проснулась в 7. So usually I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but today I woke up at 7 o'clock. So просыпается will be the imperfective verb, and проснуться is the perfective verb. So the imperfective verb tells us that this action occurs on a regular basis. Я обычно просыпаюсь в 6 утра. So this is a repeated action. Every day I wake up at 6 o'clock. The perfective verb проснуться tells us that this action occurred once or will occur once. In this particular example, we have it in the past tense, so this action occurred once. Но сегодня я проснулась в 7. Please note that every imperfective verb in Russian has a corresponding perfective verb, and oftentimes an imperfective verb will have more than one corresponding perfective verbs. It is very important to know that even though we have pairs of perfective and imperfective verbs, these two verbs are not the same. So the verb писать is not the same as the verb написать. These are two different verbs. The first one, писать, is an imperfective verb describing a habitual or repeated action or describing the process itself of writing. And the second verb, the perfective verb, написать, is a verb that describes a completed action. These two verbs are not the same, they're two different verbs. So to sum it up, let's quickly have a look at the differences between the imperfective and the perfective aspects of Russian verbs. The imperfective verbs in Russian are used to describe a process or a repeated action. We also use it in sentences when we have more than one action occurring at the same time. For example, I was watching a movie while she was doing her homework. Я смотрела фильм, пока она делала домашнее задание. On the other hand, we use the perfective aspect of Russian verbs to describe completed actions, one-time actions, and actions that are occurring one after the other. For example, я проснулась, а потом я приготовила завтрак. Or, после того, как я проснулась, я приготовила завтрак. So now you know that imperfective verbs describe repeated actions or they describe the process, and perfective verbs describe completed or one-time actions. So imperfective verbs, since they describe a process, these processes can be in the past, in the present, or in the future tenses. But perfective verbs, they describe completed actions. Therefore, we can't have a perfective verb in the present tense. We will only have past tense and future tense of perfective verbs. So the completed actions can either be completed in the past or they will be completed in the future, but they cannot be used in the present tense. So the verb писать can have past, present, and future tense. Я писала, я пишу, я буду писать. But the verb написать can only have past tense and future tense. Я написала or я напишу. I hope you found this video useful, and if you're serious about learning Russian and reaching A2 level of Russian proficiency, make sure to check out my basic Russian book for levels A1, A2, including 290 pages of interactive, straight-to-the-point information. This practical guide is guaranteed to gradually and in a very logical and easy-to-follow way take your Russian skills to level A2. We love it, and we are sure that you will too. I'll leave the link in the description box if you're interested to check that out. In the meantime, wish you all the best and I'll see you in the next video. Всем пока!